When detectives asked Alexandra Schreffler what happened that night, she leaned on her safest line.
What? I don't know, I wasn't outside.
Her voice shook, but her script didn't. She repeated it again and again, hoping uncertainty would shield her. But the detective didn't push. He simply tilted his head and asked,
"Do you think these people were just walking by, saw the truck, ran over, and committed a robbery and a murder?"
That single question shattered her entire defense. It wasn't loud. It wasn't aggressive. It was psychological. Classic expectancy violation. He struck where she wasn't looking, exposing the impossibility of her random ambush story. Alexandra thought she could hide behind confusion. She didn't expect logic itself to corner her. But the pertinent questions are who this demonic woman is, what happened on July the 19th, 2016. Welcome back to my channel. I don't have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. On the night of July 19th, 2016, humidity hung thick over Green Cove Springs, Florida. Inside a small house on County Road 16A, 21-year-old Alexandra Schreffler paced restlessly. She and her friends had spent the evening drifting between boredom and bad ideas. As midnight approached, Alexandra messaged 19-year-old Colton Shearer, a college student she knew casually. She invited him over, pretending it was just to hang out, while several men waited in the dark outside the home, planning to rob whoever arrived. Shearer drove through the sticky July night unaware of the trap forming around him. When he stepped from his truck around 2 a.m., figures emerged from the shadows. A struggle erupted, a gun raised, and a single shot tore through the quiet neighborhood. Shearer collapsed, and Alexandra, who had hoped to stop it too late, watched the night spiral into murder. So cops brought her in for the interrogation, and today, we will look into the psychological aspects of this case.
I can't find a blanket anywhere, sorry.
It's
I don't know
okay.
if somebody used it.
I don't know much.
It's probably nasty anyway. I know you're witnessing this whole thing, but because we're talking to you in here, I'm just going to read you your rights, okay? And just go over this form. Doesn't mean you're in trouble. Doesn't mean you're going to jail. Anything like that. It's just something I want to make sure we do.
Okay. I'm not nervous about going to jail or any of that because I didn't do anything.
There you go. There you go.
And if you need me to sign or do anything, I will. I'm trying to help them as much as I can, but I don't really know much.
Okay. Well, that's the best thing you can do right now.
And
Anyway.
trust me, when there's a gun shooting at your house, I've never had it happen, but I don't know.
You want to cooperate anyway, right?
Well, I mean, not even that. I didn't do anything to be uncooperative about, but it's a lot. It's blurry.
But I mean, help us the best you can anyway.
Well, yeah, it's just confusing and
Okay.
blurry.
Well, I'm not trying to insult your intelligence or anything, but I'll explain this to you, okay? I know you finished high school, right? Okay. You been to college or anything? Okay, but you understand the English language? Okay. You're not under the influence of drugs, alcohol, or anything like that? Okay. These are your constitutional rights, and I'll read it to you, but you have the following rights under the United States Constitution. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to talk to a lawyer and have him present with you while being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements, okay?
Okay.
I understand all those rights.
Yes, sir. You said this was just to read to me, right?
Yeah. Just keep this in mind, okay? You're not a suspect or anything, but I just want to make sure because we're in this room and everything like that. So if you'll just initial.
He's my friend.
Yeah. Initial next to each one, just saying you understand it. Do you have any questions or you got all that?
No.
Okay. And then right here when you're done, just sign and then print your address, name, address, and all that.
Early on, the detective reads Alexandra her rights, but immediately reassures her. It doesn't mean you're in trouble. You're not a suspect or anything. He frames the Miranda warning as a mere formality and keeps a calm, almost friendly tone. This is a classic softening tactic. He maintains the legal structure of interrogation while emotionally framing it as a casual conversation. Psychologically, this taps into procedural justice theory. People are more likely to cooperate when they feel the authority is fair, calm, and respectful. By making the process feel safe and non-accusatory, he lowers her guard and increases the chance she'll talk freely without demanding a lawyer or carefully filtering her words.
So why don't we, okay, so who you been living there with?
Jordan.
Jordan?
Yes, sir.
Now, understand I'm coming to this real late here, so I don't know the names of anybody. Yeah, they woke me up in the middle of the night, and I got to try and I'm terrible with names anyway. I remembered you just because I worked that case with you a while ago. All right, so you live with a Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
What's Jordan's last name?
Coleman. But he wasn't here or any of that. I don't know where he's at, honestly.
Okay.
I think he's in a party in Middleburg, but then again...
How old's Jordan?
20.
Is this your boyfriend, or is this just a friend?
Jordan's just my friend. But
is he a white male?
Yeah, his Nana owns the house.
Got it.
Jordan's like my roommate, but he does what he wants. He's crazy loose.
And he wasn't there at all tonight?
No, sir. I don't know where he's been since, I got done babysitting around 5, and I told me he wasn't there.
5 in the afternoon yesterday?
And he doesn't have a phone, so good.
Okay. All right. And you said you've been living there longer than 2 weeks, though, right?
Yeah, since when I moved out of Katie's house, which would have been right after, honestly, a couple, in the fair, April, May, the end of April, beginning of May.
Okay.
And it's July. Here. Yeah, no, I moved in Kyle's the first week of May, end of April, and I was there for 2-3 weeks, and then ever since I've been...
So May?
Yeah, right. So since May.
All right, so tell me about, so you said you were babysitting?
Yeah, me and Celeste were babysitting at her mom's friend's house, some little boy named Sean, he's 5. She got off at 3.
Who did?
And the little boy's mom, we sat there and we waited, and then we were going to walk, but then the little boy's mom ended up taking us there. We got to my house, we pulled a few GBs, honestly, and then we went swimming in his Nana's pool, but don't tell her. Right. And then we sat there, we played Uno, we smoked cigarettes.
So back up. Is it at 3 o'clock when she gets off work, she comes home?
Yeah, mom? She got off at 3 o'clock and she was there.
What time did y'all go to start babysitting?
The previous night we were there. We stayed the night there.
You stayed the night? So not last night, but the night before? Mm-hmm. Y'all stayed the night?
The detective doesn't immediately accuse her of anything. Instead, he has her walk through babysitting, swimming, boredom, Facebook messages, and who was at the house in meticulous detail. At first, these details seem harmless. That's intentional. Each small, safe disclosure is a tiny commitment. By the time they reach the shooting, she's already invested in the narrative she built. This uses the foot in the door effect. Once someone agrees to a small request, tell me a bit about your day, they are more likely to comply with larger requests. Admit who knew about the robbery, who had beef, whose idea it was. Her own storytelling slowly boxes her in.
We were just trying to find somebody to hang out with. We threw the party idea away at 9 o'clock when the neighbor came and got us. Okay. And we played Uno, smoked some cigarettes. And then around, my time's about to jump, sorry, majorly. When I don't remember what time I hit Colton up, but I messaged Colton and I was like, hey, what's your number? And he sent me his number, and then I texted him and he was like, who is this? And I was like, LOL, do you send everybody your number? At this time of night? You just send it to me. And he was like, just kidding, just making sure it's you. What are you doing? Where are you at? What do you want to do? I was like, I'm trying to hang out. What are you trying to do? He's like, are you home? I was like, yeah. He's like, is it your house? I was like, yeah, I have a roommate, but he's not here. Y'all are more than welcome to come. Who are you with? He never told me who he was with. He asked who I was with multiple times, and I told him. And then around... he stopped talking to me for a little while, and then it got later, and he had called Celeste's phone and was like, what's up? What's your address? Send it to me. So I sent him the address. It didn't work. He called me back, and then he was like, I'm on 16. What's the address? The one you sent me, is it working? Is it county or country? I think, because I wrote it wrong. Right, yeah. And then he never put the address in his GPS. I guess he drove by my house. I was standing out outside the porch. He drove by my house a few times, stopped, backed up, did some weird stuff. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm outside.
What does Colton drive?
I think it's blue. A blue Chevy Silverado.
Is it
it's a dark, it's a dark color truck. I know what his truck looks like. I just don't know I don't remember what color.
What time do you think you sent a message or whatever, or started talking to Colton? And what's Colton's last name?
I don't know how to pronounce it. It starts with an S.
Okay.
I want to say no earlier than 1, no later than 2.
In the morning?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Between 1 and 2.
1 and 2?
Yeah. I don't have a phone, so it wasn't like I was like looking at times.
I got you. Like I said, I'm not going to hold you to it exactly, but I'm just trying to get a general ballpark.
I know, I'm just trying to help as much as I can, and I don't want him, like, my friend just got shot, and I don't know who the fuck did it.
Notice how the detective keeps circling back to time. No earlier than 1, no later than 2. What time did you get back? How long before he showed up? He pushes her to pin down sequences she claims not to clearly remember. For a truthful witness, details may be fuzzy but internally consistent. For someone lying or omitting key facts, every extra demand for specificity increases mental strain. This leverages cognitive load theory. Lying requires more mental resources than telling the truth, especially when you must maintain a timeline under pressure. The more he forces her to reconstruct the night precisely, the more likely contradictions and slips will surface.
I was just talking to one of my supervisors over there trying to get some answers, okay? This is now a homicide investigation.
Who's that?
I don't know yet.
You know, please.
No, I really don't. I don't. I really don't. I don't know the name of who's dead yet. But look at me, Alexandra. Look, do you go by Allie?
Yes.
Allie, I need you to you need to take this very seriously. I'm not saying anything, but someone was murdered in your front yard.
Don't say that. I didn't go outside to make sure they were okay. I didn't go outside to check on them. I didn't go to the next door neighbor's house and call 911. I didn't do any of that. I just stayed at my house.
Allie, I'm not saying that there's anything that you could have done to change tonight. The reason why
I could have just went to bed. I could have stayed with Celeste. We didn't have to go to my house. We didn't have to find anybody to hang out with. We didn't have to do any of that.
Allie, the reason why I say this is probably the most serious thing you've ever been involved in, right? Okay.
And I had my 16-year-old friend involved in it too because she was at my house.
I know. So understand, this isn't just going to be some quick thing and you're going to get out of here. You're a witness in this, okay?
I don't want to be anymore.
But here's the deal. Let's say, and like I said, I don't know. Let's say Colton's your friend, right? Or you've known him for a while. If he is the one that was killed, you owe it to him to tell us everything, right? And help us, right? Now, as soon as I find out, I will be straight with you. I'll tell you. I know there was multiple people in the truck. I know there's multiple people that were shot. And I know that there's one dead so far. The other one's in the hospital.
When he tells her someone has been killed and possibly another might die, he shifts from logistics to morality. If it was Colton, you owe it to him to tell us everything. The focus moves from her fear of being blamed to her duty to the victim. This is a guilt appeal / moral suasion tactic. He isn't just asking for information. He's implying that silence is a betrayal of a dead friend. That pressure doesn't rely on handcuffs or threats. It works on her self-image. She wants to see herself as caring, not cruel. So she feels pushed toward fuller disclosure to restore that self-concept.
You have some knowledge about who they are.
I don't. I swear to God, I don't. I would tell you if I don't. Or if I did.
Well, I think you'd be afraid at first because everybody would be. And nobody sits down and immediately tells us.
No, afraid was hearing gunshots go through my doors and my windows. That was afraid.
Okay. But now we're at this situation where we need to find out who they were. And the only people who's going to be able to tell us is probably going to be you.
Me?
Or your friend. I don't know their girl's name yet. Celeste.
This is what I didn't want to happen. I'm being completely honest, and I told you this shit was gonna happen.
We're trying to figure it out, though, and think about it logically.
It could be anybody. You know how people are like the shit that goes on at that house?
Okay. Well, I'm not going to say nothing else. I'm going to let him talk to you.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we're just trying to figure out who the people are.
Okay.
Allie, hear me out.
No, this is being blamed on me.
Well, no. No one's saying you pulled the trigger or anything like that. Not once have we said that.
Okay, but then what are you thinking? I set this up? Why would I set up somebody to be killed?
Tell me.
Do I look like that kind of person?
No, I don't think you say anybody would be killed. But
I feel like that's what you just said.
Allie, hear me out.
I don't know the people. If I knew the people, I'd
just
tell
listen
you.
to me. Just listen to me. I want you to. I'm gonna tell you the facts we have right now. I want you to hear me out. Okay. You and your girlfriend are hanging out at the house. Okay. This guy, y'all start talking on Facebook, and he comes over. A group of people confront this truck in your yard. Shots ring out, and someone gets killed. And who knows, maybe another person soon. I don't know. Depending on how it's going at the hospital.
So this goes down on me because it's my yard?
Well, think about this. If someone gets shot in my yard, of course I'm going to be held responsible to a certain extent. Now, am I going to be held responsible as far as being labeled a murder or anything? Absolutely not. But what are the chances? What are the chances that just people you have no idea who they are decided to sit on your house and by chance wait for this truck to pull up to rob them? That doesn't happen.
One of his sharpest moves is dismantling her. This could have happened to anybody. Narrative. What are the chances people just decide to sit on your house and randomly rob them? That doesn't happen. She insists it was random chaos. He calmly labels that as unrealistic. This creates cognitive dissonance, a clash between her belief, "I'm just unlucky, wrong place, wrong time," and the evidence-based framing. This address was chosen for a reason. To reduce that inner discomfort, suspects often adjust their story, admitting prior threats, parties, robberies, and drug drama that explain why the house was targeted. That's exactly when she finally starts talking about the 4th of July party and Jared.
Why would I do that? I would be sitting right here.
Mm-hmm.
Why would I tell you?
I agree with you. The problem is something you just told me, is that you knew it was a dangerous place. There were threats made, but you didn't think anything would happen like that.
No, I didn't.
You just told me.
But I don't think that this has anything to do with that. I don't know what this has to do with. I don't know anything anymore.
But you realize that information might be the reason for this whole thing. Maybe I don't know that anybody had the intent to kill anyone tonight. Maybe they just came up to beat somebody's ass, to jump them, and shit got crazy. I don't know.
This kid said he wasn't going to do anything to hurt anybody at the house or me or anything, but because he came to a party and something happened to him, then it was at that house that I was supposed to be responsible for it. And he told me personally that he wasn't mad at me and that nothing was going to happen. And I believed him, and 2 weeks went by and nothing happened. I wasn't there. I was at my friend's house for a couple of days because of this. Came back, nothing happened. His Nana turned the power off. Jordan got the power turned back on. I came there with Celeste after we babysat, and it could have been anybody that actually came through on Facebook tonight. Anybody. It didn't have to be Colton. It could have been anybody that I was like, hey, do you want to chill? Anybody that could have came to my house. That could have happened to them.
Why?
What do you mean, why? Because people are nasty. People do mean things. When you do drugs and you're around people who do drugs, they don't give a fuck.
But Allie, why would people be sitting around your yard waiting for somebody to pull up?
Because they, I don't know.
That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And I'll agree with you. A lot of these drug things, they don't make sense. You're right. But this is...
I don't know every part to every single story to sit here and tell you everything that's going on. It could be relevant. It could be irrelevant.
So let me decide whether it's relevant or irrelevant.
No, because I'm the one that's going to be thrown through the mud for this, not
Why?
you.
What? Who's going to throw you through what?
Who was this?
You're willing to take a chance that you're going to cover up for a murder. You're willing to take that chance.
What? I'm not covering up for no murder. I didn't do anything.
You need to tell me what happened 2 weeks ago or whatever and who it involved.
At one point, he confronts her directly. "You're willing to take a chance that you're covering up for a murder?" This reframes silence as a risky choice. Instead of seeing talking as dangerous, now not talking carries the bigger danger, being seen as an accessory. This plays into loss aversion from behavioral decision theory. People are more motivated to avoid losses, being labeled a murderer's protector, facing harsher charges, than to pursue gains, staying loyal, avoiding snitch stigma. By making the cost of withholding information feel higher than the cost of telling the truth, He nudges her toward naming names and connections she was hiding.
I don't know everybody's names, last names, first names. I don't know.
Well,
there was a lot of people at my house. We had a party. Some shit went down. Some guns were pulled out.
What is some shit? I don't know.
I don't know. I wasn't outside. Neither, and Celeste wasn't there either.
Okay, but you've heard, give me the story
yes,
that
the
you
name
know.
is Jared Wells. Jared Wells was the person that got fucking fucked up. He pulled out the gun at the house and he said shit, and then I was with him like 2 days ago and he was fine. He was like, or not 2 days ago, like, what's today? Saturday?
Yeah.
And he was like, well, my people are coming to that house and they're gonna fucking blow shit up and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, please don't send me to the house. I had nothing to do with this. Don't do that. We're not. He told me that they weren't gonna do anything, so that's irrelevant, but.
Okay. And listen, I might be able to, once we look at everything, we might be able to just count this whole thing out and say, yep, that is irrelevant.
But if it's not, then...
yeah, how...
I threw names out there that didn't even belong in this. I don't want to be in this anymore.
Are you serious? Allie, are you serious? Now, did Jared have issues with Colton? Was Colton there?
No.
Who did Jared Wells have problems with?
I don't know who did... I told Jared the same thing. I don't know who did that shit to Jared. I don't know what went down. I don't know any of that.
Did he get beat up?
I think he got jumped. I don't know. Okay. I think he got jumped. I think he got robbed. Somebody said... There was a bunch of things said. I don't know a straight answer to be telling you the complete truth.
Just tell me what the rumors are.
All those things.
Okay, so that Jared was robbed and that he was jumped. What was he robbed of?
Arrested.
He was arrested?
Apparently he was arrested.
At your house?
No, at some other house. This is just so really long.
Okay, well here, let's do this. I think it's fair. I think it would be fair to whoever was killed tonight that we go through this story.
Okay. We were at Jordan threw a party at the house.
At your house?
Yes, and Jared was robbed of like a whole bag full of drugs.
Okay.
And apparently they gave it back. I don't know that information.
Okay.
And apparently they didn't get anything, but because they attempted to, Jared said that they were gonna do shit to the house. Like, they said they weren't doing anything extreme, and that they were gonna shoot up the house, but they weren't gonna hurt anybody, and they weren't gonna do it while anybody was home, and they were gonna shoot up vehicles. And I told him that there was no vehicles there that were worth even shooting up, and he said, okay, well, my people are gonna handle this, not me.
The detective repeatedly hints that certain facts are already established. Prior party, guns being pulled, threats to shoot up the house, Jared getting robbed, Dalton robbing for pills. Even when he doesn't lay out full proof, he talks as if these dots are already connected. This is the strategic use of evidence technique. Present bits of information as if the larger picture is already known, so the suspect feels there's no point in denying the broad story. Psychologically, this compresses her perceived room to maneuver. If she believes the outline is already in the detective's hands, the rational move is to fill in details that make her look less central rather than keep denying and be caught later.
Jordan's throwing a party. Jared's there. And you know, just by being told rumors or whatever, that something's happened. Something went down. Somebody got robbed or somebody got jumped or somebody got beat up, and it was Jared. And that
Jared kid got robbed again by one of the people that I associate with. Who's that? No, I don't associate with him. Like, I used to associate with him, but he hangs out in the same, like, crowdish people that I hang out with. And it's Dalton Carver, and he robbed him.
Dalton Carver?
Yeah, he actually did. I think he actually did succeed doing it, I think.
Okay. When was this?
I don't know. Like, since 4th of July. So that Jared kid's mad as fuck. But he said he wasn't mad at me, so I didn't.
What did he rob Jared for? More dope?
Like 100 bars.
Okay. Did he do it by gum? Did he do it? I mean, how did he do it?
I don't know.
And no one said anything?
I don't think Dalton has a gun.
Did he just steal it? Maybe not rob it?
Probably. Knowing Dalton, probably.
Okay.
But the point is, the kid, like, in the same group of people I associate with.
Let me ask you this. Does Dalton hang out at your house?
No, fuck no. Fuck no.
Did he before? Was he at that party?
No.
Because let's just say this was in retaliation.
I don't associate with Dalton. I associate with people that Dalton associate with.
Okay.
You feel me? You see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
He's not dead. Please tell me he's not dead.
Does Jared have any issue with Colton? Does he think Colton's involved?
No, Colton wasn't involved in any of this.
Okay,
Nothing.
Jared
None of this. No. That's why I said that's irrelevant.
It's really not, though. If someone pulled a gun 4th of July weekend, if there was a big fight, somebody pulled a gun at your place, even though you weren't throwing the party, remember when I asked you to begin with, has there been any issues with anyone and all that? That's what I meant. This is the kind of stuff that's important to get out now because it may seem completely irrelevant, but this is the crazy shit that happens. People get pissed off, they get screwed up, they get high or whatever, and they come back and they do something stupid. And they probably didn't mean for it to go this far. But it happened, and now we got to deal with it.
This is a dream. This is a bad dream.
I'm telling you right now, it's not a dream. It is not a dream. This is as real as it gets.
When she says, "This is a bad dream. I don't want to be in this," he responds firmly, "It's not a dream. This is as real as it gets." The detective repeatedly drags her back from dissociation and minimization into the harsh reality of death, prison, and responsibility. This touches on terror management theory. When mortality and serious consequences become psychologically unavoidable, people are pushed out of denial and into more grounded behavior. By stripping away her "it could have happened to anyone" fantasy and confronting her with irreversibility, a dead body, a homicide investigation, he increases the psychological pressure to abandon comforting lies and finally acknowledge the links she's been hiding.
Where does Jared, you said you communicated with Jared, you saw him, he said nothing's going to happen. Where did you see him at? How did y'all communicate and all that?
The next day after it happened, the person that was with him.
Who's that? Yeah, I got to have
Savannah.
Savannah?
Some little girl that was at the party. They left her there. When he pulled out the gun, he left her there. So he came back to get her and she asked me to go with her. So I went with her. And then they dropped me back up at home. But when I was there, I apologized to him and I was like, look, I'm sorry, I had nothing to do with that. Like, this is my home, this is where I have to live. Please don't do anything to my home. And he's like, I'm not personally gonna do anything to it. He was like, but I don't have anything against you and I'm not mad at you.
This Savannah girl, she white, black?
White.
She white. Do you know her last name?
No.
You know how old she is?
No, but please don't involve Celeste in any of this because she doesn't know anything. She really doesn't.
Listen, as far as Celeste's involvement here, she was at the scene of a murder.
I know.
So we're gonna go through everything. If she doesn't know, she doesn't know. But we got to go through everything.
Keep going.
Yeah. All right. Savannah, she's a white female.
Am I going to be arrested for this?
I don't see any reason. Have you done anything wrong?
No, but I feel like everybody's making me feel like I have because he's dead.
You know what that is, though? That's guilt. That's nothing we're doing. Now, understand we're frustrated because people aren't telling us the truth. Because, and I'll put it to you like this, there was more people in that truck that are also talking to us that weren't shot.
Alexandra keeps insisting she didn't do anything, but her body disagrees. That crushing feeling she can't shake. That's guilt. Her mind knows she opened the door to this, even if she didn't pull the trigger. The detective doesn't attack it. He just labels it and lets her sit with it.
Has there been, before we get too far in this, anything else that's happened that you may not think is relevant? I don't care if it's so much as a show.
There's just a bunch of hood rat shit going on. A lot of dramas, a lot of rumors, a lot of everything.
Specifically with Colton in your house.
No, Colton was. That's why I'm so confused. Colton has absolutely. I don't understand. He has no tie to anything, not even to me, except for that I was friends with him through Joey and I hit him up to hang out with him. So yeah, I guess it is my fault he's dead because I invited him to my house.
Not necessarily. You gotta understand. What we're trying to figure out. It sounds like what you're trying to figure out too is why would they choose Colton, his friends, in this truck? Why? I mean, it's crazy to sit here and say that this group of people were set up around your yard or in the woods or whatever, just waiting on somebody to pull up, unless they knew there was dope in that truck or that there was a possibility.
How do you know that they were standing there waiting?
You think these people were just walking by, saw the truck, ran over, and committed a robbery and a murder?
No.
Right.
So there was somebody waiting and watching my house?
How else could it happen? This doesn't happen anywhere else. There's nobody at my house getting shot up and all that because nobody's around. People don't just they don't just commit murders like that.
The detective carefully destroys the wrong place, wrong time fantasy. He pushes a simple question: why your yard? Once she accepts it wasn't random, her choices suddenly matter. If she knew men were waiting and said nothing, she isn't a witness anymore. She's part of the event.
I know that.
They don't.
No, I don't actually know what that's like, but...
Right, I get what you mean. So it had to have been, and you'll be surprised by the end of this, and I really hope you're not lying to me. I'm not saying you are. I really hope you're not lying to me. Because by the end of this, it will come out if you knew about it. And understand, if you even knew anything, and you held back at all, then you are risking your freedom with that. If someone was killed on your property, and I can prove later on that you knew that there were these other guys around, you may not have known what they were going to do, but you knew these guys were around and you didn't tell me, absolutely you can get yourself in trouble. And that's why I say it's real as anything. And that's how people always get in trouble. That's how they always get in trouble. I can't tell you how many people I sit in front of and I plead with them. Hey, I know there's more to this.
I'm just trying to think of who would be that dumb to kill somebody.
Who would have been at your house earlier? Well, is there any of Jordan's friends who would have been at it? It sounds like Jordan's friends are robbing dope dealers. If this guy Jared comes over and there's an issue.
No. Jordan's friends don't rob dope dealers like that.
Almost every single case I work like this, I'm going to tell you. Almost every single case. I'm sitting in here, and it always pans out to be like this. I'm sitting in here with a female, and I'm talking to her. She's invited somebody over, or she's told somebody something, okay? Just unbeknownst to them, really giving somebody a plan to rob someone or whatever. The last one was over in St. John's Landing Apartments that I work.
But rob Colton for what? I don't even know if he sells drugs or does drugs.
Colton, you just told me.
Right now, at this moment in time, no.
But hear me out. And then you also just showed me the message where he says, I'm running this shit right now, but I want to hang out with you after. We can read between the lines. I'm not stupid. The guy sells drugs. Okay. I'm not in.
But I can't honestly say that, but I guess he's not here to defend himself either. But the last time Colton sold me drugs was when I was with Ellis and Lucas, and we hit him up at 9 o'clock for treat, not any hardcore drugs, for fucking pot. And he didn't even come until 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was asleep.
Right.
Now he zooms out and turns her story into a pattern. Almost every case I work, a female invites someone over. He's telling her, without saying it directly, this playbook is old, and he's seen it before. The more generic her situation sounds, the less special and less believable her denials become.
But who went over and robbed him?
I don't know all their names.
Give me something so I can go back and I can tell them that you're being honest with me.
There were 3 black guys.
Okay.
And I don't know any other names. And then 1 white guy.
Tell me how all this came out to be then.
Everybody's just dumb. They're all dumb. And they don't think, even when I say no, they don't listen. Whether it's robbing somebody or whether it's anything, they don't listen.
Okay.
And because I'm friends with them, I have to go down with them. And because...
That's not necessarily true. You could be a witness in this whole thing.
I'm not a witness when I invited Colton over. If I never invited Colton over, they would have never done any of that.
There is some truth to that, absolutely.
They would have never done any of it.
I'm proud of you for acknowledging that. There is definitely some truth to that. But I will tell you this. The truth coming out of your mouth is so important to this case. You have no idea. And it will benefit you in the long run, A, because you're going to feel better, and B, because you're doing the right thing. And you look like an honest person. You look like a 21-year-old who does not belong behind bars, because you're not lying. Okay? You're not
going to go behind bars, and I'm scared. I didn't.
Allie.
The only wrong thing I did was invite him there.
I know.
This is the moment her story cracks. For the first time, Alexandra admits there was a planned robbery. 3 black men and 1 white man. She still tries to frame herself as the unlucky friend dragged down by idiots. But nobody accidentally knows the exact configuration of a robbery crew.
He didn't deserve that.
You're right. He did not.
I know he didn't.
Who told you to invite him there, Allie? Jordan?
And he wouldn't leave it alone.
Okay. What do you mean he wouldn't leave it alone? He just kept on?
Yes.
When was Jordan over at your house?
He lives there. That's
he lives there? Okay, he lives there. Why did Jordan, because he's stupid?
He just does dumb things. And I told him no, I don't want to leave it alone. I said I was going with him. I started getting dressed.
What was Jordan's plan?
I don't know. They didn't tell me. I swear to God they didn't. The only thing that they said was to bring them over, and I was like, I am, but I think I'm leaving. And Jordan didn't even ask me. He was like, are you leaving with them? I said, yeah, I think I am. I don't think you should do this. He doesn't deserve it. And then I walked outside on the phone and Celeste was getting ready. And they just did it. And I said, no, please stop. And they didn't stop.
Allie, what did you see when you walked outside?
They just attacked him.
Who? I mean, I know Jordan, but who attacked him?
I swear, totally, they're people.
Okay. What did Jordan do when they pulled up?
I didn't see him. I didn't see where he came from. I didn't see where any of them came from. They were on the front porch. They didn't even know that Colton went to the gas station. They didn't know nothing. I didn't give Colton the right address on purpose. I gave Colton the wrong address multiple times, and he still kept coming, and they still wouldn't leave it alone.
So you gave him the wrong address?
Multiple times.
Alexandra finally names the pressure. Jordan. He wanted Target. She had the contact. She gave the wrong address, stalled, begged him not to do it. That internal tug of war is important. It shows she knew what was planned, and that she still went far enough to put Colton in the crosshairs.
And I kept telling him to leave it alone.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to jail for this. Even when I tried stopping it.
And by you try stopping it, you mean by sending him the wrong address, right? Multiple times. Is that what you mean? And trying to talk Jordan out of it?
I tried to talk them out of it. I went on the porch because
when you're talking them out of it, what are they saying they're going to do? I mean, just rob him at gunpoint, or are they...
No, I don't think they had a gun. Jordan doesn't own a gun.
But
they never said anything about a gun, never.
Okay, but Allie, there's a reason why you were giving him the wrong address and why you're trying to prevent this from happening. What did you think was going to happen?
I didn't want them to fail at robbing somebody and then my name look bad. And 2, I didn't want them to rob him anyways.
But they told you they were going to rob him, right? Yeah, I guess they weren't very specific.
No, they said if he has anything, we're taking it. They didn't say we're going to rob him. That's a
robbery. But in a roundabout way, that's a robbery. They told you if he has something, we're going to take it. And there was enough there for you to try and
even Celeste told them, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. I said, don't do this in front of us, don't do this, don't do this.
Don't you think that's important for us to know?
Yes, it's important, but the point of it is I had him come there.
You're right.
I did.
You're right.
Even if I tried stopping it and he still fucking came. I know the kid probably liked me, but I don't...
Allie, when you were on the front porch and you were talking to him.
Talking to who?
Talking to Colton on the phone. Where was Brent? What's his name?
Jordan.
Jordan. Where is Jordan?
This is the honest truth. when I told them they were on the way, Jordan disappeared. They all did, and I don't even know the other people I don't even know who he had come do this with him. He disappeared. I yelled out the door for his name multiple times. I yelled and yelled and yelled. And Jordan never came. Nobody never came. And then Nicole pulled up and I walked outside. Why would I walk outside and put myself in the middle of that? But I walked outside and I told him to come inside. And then I told, I don't know if it was Colton or not. I assume it was Colton because I was on the phone with Colton.
So you told him to come inside? Whoever it was. Walking.
No, when I was on the porch with him, I was like, give me a second, Celeste is changing. And then he started walking up and I said, no, don't walk, don't. Because I saw somebody coming from the side.
Her instincts were screaming. Jordan disappears. Strangers are lurking. She turns off the lights so her own friend will think it's the wrong house. That isn't ignorance. That's advanced knowledge. In that moment, Alexandra is split between two fears. What might happen to Colton and what might happen to her if she ruins the plan.
You ever heard of the name Torrin Johnson?
Who?
Torrin Johnson.
Tori or Torrin?
Torrin. No? You ever heard of that name? If you saw a picture of the 3 black males that have obviously been hanging around Jordan for a while, would you be able to ID them? You would? Okay. Do you personally know these guys? I mean, have they come to the house? No? Okay.
These are not.
And I understand.
I don't do drugs like that. I smoke pot. I don't hang out with gangbangers who carry guns and rob people.
The reason why I ask these questions is not to establish whether you're friends with them or not, is literally to figure out on how I'm going to show you these photos of people, on how you could ID them. Because if you don't know them personally, then I'd have to show you a photo lineup. But if you know these guys, you know who they are. Just like Jordan, you can just look at a picture of him and make sure, that's the guy I'm talking about. So you know the other 3?
I've never heard of Torrance Johnson. I think it's Tori, not Torrance.
Well, he may go by Tori.
No, I don't personally know these people, but if I saw a picture of them, I could possibly tell you who.
But a Tori Johnson sounds familiar to you?
No, a Tori, not a Torin, and no Johnson. I don't know last name.
Oh, okay. Is Tori a black male? Yeah.
Jordan talks about him sometimes, but not Torin.
A Tori? Was he there today at your house? No? Okay. Do you know any of the other black males that may have been there? Do you know any of their names? Even if it's not the full name, do you know, do you say Tori? You've heard Jordan say before. Is there any other ones? Unk? That's a nickname? Okay. Any about the other one?
No, it was their Unk is not Tori related. It's trying to think of all the little black people, grown black people he hangs out with.
Once names start coming out, Tori, Unk, Ozell McNabb, the story stops being abstract. Now it's a crew with roles and weapons. Ozell shows her the gun and says he'll only use it if needed. That line is chilling. In their minds, violence isn't off the table. It's just a conditional option.
Torrin Johnson just doesn't. The Torrin just reminds me of a Tory black guy.
Which is
Torrin Johnson black?
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if you don't know, you don't know. You know what I mean? We'll just show you the photos.
I can see them, though.
That's what I'm saying. We'll just show you the photos.
But they all go by different names. They
don't
go
matter.
by Unk, cuz, this, that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know real names.
Somehow we're getting their names, and it's got to be from Celeste. So, unless they have Jordan, and Jordan's telling us, and I don't know about it. But, they're getting these names from somewhere. So, just be straight with me. Do you know these guys?
I know of them. I told you that.
Right.
If I saw them, I could tell you who they are.
So basically,
I can't be
if you saw these 3, you could say, yeah, these are the 3 that robbed Colton.
Yeah.
You realize one of those three. If you're telling me Jordan, there's no way Jordan pulled the trigger. One of those three is who killed Colton.
I know that.
So it's important. It's very important to get this.
And they don't mean anything to you.
That's good to hear. They shouldn't. You know what I'm saying? So, let me ask you this. When you were on the phone with Colton, you were already worried about him coming to the house. So much so you turned the lights off. Now, some people might argue that you turn the lights off so that for the robbery.
The light in the kitchen was on. None of the lights were on before either.
Okay.
Because his Nana turned the power off. We were using candles.
Why not tell him on the phone?
Because Jordan was standing in the living room the whole time.
Okay. Now that makes sense. So Jordan was standing there with you. So,
yeah, the whole time.
So Jordan knew Colton was on the way.
This is Alexandra's full confession, dressed up as a recap. She admits they wanted a lick, that she supplied the menu of drug dealers, that Ozell flashed the gun, and Colton was picked because he once sold her cocaine. Her "I didn't mean for this" sits next to a step-by-step roadmap to armed robbery.
Me and Celeste ran and hid and freaked out and panicked like any two girls would do after they heard gunshots.
Have you talked to Jordan or anybody since then?
No.
Do you know where they would run to?
Ozell has a lot of friends that would cover for him.
Okay.
Mostly on Martin Luther.
Do any of them drive?
No.
No.
Ozell has a girlfriend named Nina that has a car that he uses sometimes.
What kind of car?
I don't know what her car looks like.
Okay.
I mean, I could find out, but I don't know what
they've got the lineups ready. Let me go get them, and then I'll be right back. Okay.
Does that sound like the truth?
Yes, like I just. What do you mean? Is it the truth?
Yeah, but I just don't feel like you guys believe me.
Well, you gotta understand.
I understand I didn't open up and I didn't say anything.
But you've done the right thing now. Okay, it's water under the bridge. I told you. As long as you were straight with me before we left here, before we were done, you get a clean slate with me. All right, we're good. You just can't. I mean, if there's anything else, you got to come out with it. All this kind of. I know you're worried a lot about yourself, okay, but
I'm not so worried about the whole situation, not just myself. Yes, bigger. I'm scared to go to jail. Yes, but I know that my actions led me there. By even talking about a robbery or being around those kind of people, this is stuff that happens.
Right. Let me go get these pictures, okay, and I'll be right back.
In the end, the law didn't care that Alexandra never pulled the trigger. She helped pick the target, lured him in, and watched the plan unfold. That's enough to make you part of the crime. Her cooperation bought her a deal, but it couldn't save her from the one thing she'd been running from all night: accountability. In the interrogation, detectives systematically dismantle Alexandra Schreffler's random ambush story and lock her into key admissions. Through timeline pressure, moral appeals, and confronting her with contradictions and outside witnesses, they push her from total denial to conceding there was a planned robbery, that she supplied the victim, knew men were lying in wait, saw a gun beforehand, and tried to misdirect him with false addresses. Legally, those statements support liability as an accessory and co-conspirator to armed robbery leading to death, showing knowledge, agreement, and facilitation that prosecutors can use to prove her guilt beyond reasonable doubt at trial. According to court reports, Alexandra Schreffler ultimately avoided a murder conviction by entering a plea deal in Clay County, Florida. She pleaded guilty to armed robbery for luring 18-year-old Colton Shearer to a Green Cove Springs home in 2016, knowing others planned to rob him, where he was shot and killed. In exchange for her cooperation and agreement to testify against her co-defendants, prosecutors reduced the charge from murder to armed robbery. In March 2019, the court sentenced her to 15 years in state prison. By contrast, co-defendants Jordan Coleman, Torian Johnson, and Ozell McNabb Jr. pleaded guilty to second-degree murder and received sentences of roughly 25 years or more. Schreffler's 15-year term reflects her lesser direct role in shooting, but acknowledges her central role in setting up the crime. And it is this sentence she is now seeking to modify after serving several years under Florida's sentencing laws.